So Black Friday 2022 is fastly approaching, and with that, we are finally getting retailers officially revealing their sales and deals that they will be doing for things like the Nintendo Switch this year. And fortunately, multiple retailers are not just doing a one-day sale on Black Friday, but doing it the entire week. And Walmart, while they have not dropped their official ad at the time of filming this video, they actually have a section of future discount prices that will be happening for their Black Friday deals for days that they are branding it this year. And we have to go over all of the notable deals and discounts that will be hitting the Nintendo Switch games this Black Friday season 2022. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below. Hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. As I mentioned, guys, today we are doing yet another sales and deals video because it is that time of year and every single retailer is pulling back the curtain and slowly revealing what they will be offering for Black Friday. And fortunately, unlike years past, a lot of retailers are actually running their sales all week long, as Walmart will be, with a little asterisk behind that, because from what I can tell, it will start online November 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern time for their Black Friday deals for days, but then it is actually taking place in stores on November 25th at 6 a.m. wherever your local time is. It'll be 6 a.m. across the board, but it does say here to the right that members shop hot deals first, join for online early access November 21st at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So keep in mind that these may not go live and to anybody other than a Walmart Plus member, which of course is a paid subscription service. This time of year though, I would argue for like maybe is it $12 or $13 a month, whatever it is they charge, it might be worth it if you really do plan on buying a lot from Walmart. But we have a number of notable discounts that they have revealed to us early. This is not the official ad, and that is a big asterisk when we talk about this, that there may be some games missing from this early preview, but to my knowledge, this is actually looking pretty stacked already, especially for the Nintendo Switch lineup of games. So there's definitely some stuff I want to go over and talk about with you guys as part of this early reveal, and we may see additional discounts, and if there's enough notable ones, we'll make a separate video for that one too. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications on to the channel. But there's a lot of different discounts that are going on, and of course you can see everything for multiple consoles here. We will only highlight and discuss the Nintendo Switch games for the sake of time in today's video, but you have things like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which if you're a Switch owner and you don't have this in your collection, I don't know what you're doing. This is literally one of the best experiences start to finish that you can play through on the Nintendo Switch, and it is half price from its regular retail. And if you know anything about Nintendo, you know that they never want to give a steep discount on their $60 price point for games. This is on sale for $29.99 starting November 21st for online. And if in the little top left corner here, it says Walmart Plus early access. So I'm assuming that everybody will have to be a member. Granted, you could check on November 21st, just in case if you're not a member, to see if maybe you can get that pricing. But I'm going to safely assume that you have to be a Walmart Plus member to take advantage of that as early as the 21st. However, this will be for everybody whenever it comes to the 25th, and the actual Black Friday sale goes live for in-store deals as well. You then have a game like WarioWare Get It Together, which is actually a very fun multiplayer party style game that casual gamers and hardcore gamers alike can play together. This is one that if I had a lot of friends and family over that maybe weren't the biggest into always playing games but wanted to have some fun on a Nintendo Switch title, one worth booting up, and it's a relatively recent release, and it is getting discounted down to $35 from its regular $49 price point. You then have Brain Age Big Brain Academy at $25 instead of the regular $30, or the $30 that it's at right now. Not the biggest discount in the world, but also not bad. Then you have Monster Hunter Rise Stories, which does have a $25 price point starting on November 21st. One that I will heavily recommend at this price point, and this is even better than the previous GameStop sale we discussed on the channel. Mario Party Superstars is indeed marked down to half price, or $29.99, and this is just pure classic Mario Party fun, but with modern visuals. Yes, you can play Mario Party 1 and 2 right now as part of Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack, and that's a lot of fun, and you're even going to get number 3 soon. And I also made a buying guide on Nintendo Switch Online. If you're on the fence on that, feel feel free to check it out. It's just a couple days old on the channel, but this is that core Mario Party style gameplay, but thrown into the more modern style. And of course, a lot of the games here are actually featured from the classic collection of Mario Party games, primarily from the N64 and GameCube era, which by far and away was my favorite personal time period for Mario Party games. And they are all built around classical button style controls and not that motion stuff that we saw them get into later with the Wii, Wii U, and then even the original Super Mario Party on the Switch was primarily based around motion with the Joy-Cons and things. This is a love letter to the classic Mario Party formula, and I absolutely think picking this game up physically at $29.99 is definitely a steal, and one of the notable discounts to keep in mind on this list. Nickelodeon Kart Racers, $19.39. It looks like that's available right now, potentially, from the looks of things, because it doesn't say it starts on November 21st. Some of these deals, you may go check out the website. I'll have it linked in the description down below. You may actually be able to get these things early. Now, you do have Dragons, Dawn of New Riders on Nintendo Switch. This is going to be $15, down from the traditional $19.39, which already seems like a pretty low price for that game. I know zero about it, so I won't claim to know anything. Carnival games, I think that's kind of like a mashup of different casual style games that you can play together with friends and family. $14.99, good for casual gamers on the Switch. Burnout Paradise Remastered, this is a lot of fun as a racing game. It's marked down to $14.88. I think that's about as cheap as we ever see it go on sale on the eShop, so not a bad price if you prefer to pick up your games physically as opposed to digital. Otherwise, I have definitely seen that one on the eShop sale multiple times discounted. And by the way, another reason, make sure you keep up to date with all the videos here on the channel. There will be a Nintendo eShop Black Friday official sale that will have a lot of these games, most likely as cheap, if not cheaper, than what Walmart is doing for the physical versions. So especially if you like to collect digitally, watch out for that video to drop. I will definitely be covering it when it does go live. Link's Awakening at $29.99. Now, you may not know, you probably do if you're around on the channel, I am a huge Zelda fan for good reason. It is literally one of the best franchises out there, period. And Link's Awakening is originally a Game Boy game that got fully remade from the ground up in 2019 on the Nintendo Switch, and it plays and feels and looks fantastic. By all accounts, this is a great classical 2D style Zelda that has new life breathed into it from this remake project. I just hope we get more remakes for this franchise going forward, because honestly, these 2D Zeldas have aged incredibly well, and I still think you could go have a great time with the classic graphical style that is back on the original Game Boy, but they just bring it all together and make it look that much more alive and vibrant on the Nintendo Switch version. And if you like puzzle solving, a ton of dungeons, unique bosses and enemies and items and things, Link's Awakening is definitely a must own for any Legend of Zelda franchise fan out there. One that you have to pick up on the Switch, and half price is a rarity for this game, so I would definitely consider getting it at Walmart when that price goes live on November 21st for the Plus members, and then of course regular members looking at that 25th date. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, this is a relatively recent release that's another great one for friends and family to pick up and have fun together. You may remember it from the GameCube era. Super Monkey Ball is fantastic, and this game is a fantastic iteration. That is marked down from $39.99 to $14.88, so another one that I would say is a notable discount. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. This is one that is actually pretty recent. It just came out, and it has the warrior style gameplay, which if you know anything about that, it is a very hack and slash beat 'em up style action game at its core. You're taking on the most ridiculous amount of enemies on screen at once, and each franchise that partners up with Warriors, like we've seen Zelda do in the past with Hyrule Warriors, you do get some different gameplay mechanics and unique storytelling involved with that, and $35 is not a bad price for Fire Emblem 3 Hopes that is such a recent release. Maneater, which is a shark game, $39.88. I don't know how discounted that is from the regular price. Don't know very much about that title at all. Sonic Forces, arguably not one of the better 3D Sonic games, so I'd probably steer clear from that unless you're a real hardcore fan of the series. It is only just under 20 bucks. Burnout Paradise Remastered. I think some of these are actually doubled on the list because that says 15, but what did we just reference here? Yeah, it's the same thing, but so $14.88, and then it says 15 on this one. So some of these, because it's all just the group groups of total deals. We might have doubles on the list, and we'll just skip past those if that is the case, because that occurred to me. We already talked about that game. Sonic Mania for 10 bucks. I highly recommended this at a $20 price point on the GameStop sale. I will tell hardcore Sonic fans, or Sonic fans at all period, this is a fantastic 2D installment of Sonic and a love letter to the classic style of Sonic games. And I think at $10, you shouldn't not buy that. Like, just go pick it up. Even if you just want it for your collection and it's not in the collection today, $10 is a steal for that title, and I don't think you find it cheaper than that anytime soon. So definitely consider Sonic Mania on the Switch physically. 10 bucks, can't beat it. Now, Sonic Colors is it looks like that's the Ultimate Edition. I think that they're actually selling for that. Yes, it is $26.67. That's a pretty good deal to pick up the Ultimate version physically. I think there's extra DLC and things that can be downloaded as part of it. So 26 bucks is a decent price, and that's a quality 3D installment in the Sonic franchise. Then you also have Monster Hunter Rise, which huge community of gamers behind that. Absolutely, Capcom hit it out of the park with developing and publishing this game. Like, it is a fantastic experience through and through, and with the DLC, you may be in for 100 hours plus of gameplay. That is going to be sold for $20 on this Walmart deal, which is also a fantastic price point for it. Then you have Race with Ryan. I guess Ryan has his own video game now. That's Life of a YouTuber Kid in 2022. Absolutely insane. We will now go to page 2, which some of the discounts as we get towards the back half will start to fall off, but there's still a few good ones we have to pay attention to. Shin Megami Tensei 5, another pretty recent release on the Nintendo Switch, has fantastic classical RPG style gameplay. It's a great JRPG at its core, so of course expect heavy story focus and also some really intricate, easy to play but hard to master combat style. And I do think that that one being $20 off, we don't typically see it go on sale, is a good deal and maybe worth one looking into. If you're a fan of some real life Mario Kart, they do have Mario Kart Home Circuit marked down to $60 from $99. That should be at all retailers because that's actually part of Nintendo's core Black Friday sale. Some of these games though are actually deeply discounted besides what Nintendo does. That's one that just matches that same Nintendo discount. So consider that if you have, maybe a young one that wants to play with Mario in the house instead of actually on your TV, like with Mario Kart on the TV. This is literally, imagine kind of like an AR style overlay between the camera and what you see on the Switch. And so at that point, you're kind of playing Mario Kart both in real life and also on the Switch at the same time, which is really cool, I think. So 60 bucks, not bad for it. We'll continue down the list here. I'm going to skip over a couple of these that don't have the most big discounts or ones that really stick out to me. Now, Animal Crossing New Horizons at $20 or $29.99 rather right now. That's another half price title that we don't typically see Nintendo do a large discount on. This is definitely a good window to pick up that game at half price and get into a ridiculously large community of Animal Crossing players. There's so much to do in that world. Technically, the game never ends, which actually frustrates me as a player because I like games to I like to be able to 100% them and say I'm done. Animal Crossing, you're always going to have a reason to play it and stay hooked in if you are that type of gamer that enjoys it, and you can honestly put hundreds and hundreds of hours into that title, and there's a reason it is a 40+ million unit seller on Nintendo's books now. So half price $29 for Animal Crossing New Horizons is honestly a steal. Then you also have Bravely Default 2 marked down to $35, which is a fantastic story heavy JRPG, which is one you definitely want on the Switch. The portable play factor on it is a game changer, and for JRPG fans, especially if you like the more classical style era of those games but you want it with some more modern visuals, that is a great one to pick up at $35 on the discounted sale. Now we then get into some more do-overs, some ones we've seen on the list before. You do have Mario and Sonic at the Olympics Tokyo 2020 at $25. I've seen that game discounted a number of times in the past, but it is a fun one to play with friends, especially if you do want to pick it up and it's not in your collection. You have Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborhoodville Complete Edition, physically available for $15, which is definitely a low price. Not super into that series myself, but I know that a bunch of people enjoy it out there. They have Fire Emblem 3 Houses, but I did test this earlier and it says see price and cart. There's no discount on it right now, so I don't know if that will change later on. So so far it is not. We then have a number of other ones that have been repeated on the list, and then you also have Rabbids Party of Legends. I'm not personally familiar with this one. I know Mario Rabbids plus Sparks of Hope would be one I would try to pick up if that goes on discount. This is Rabbids standalone without any crossover, but I haven't played that game myself to see all what it has to offer, but it is $25 available on the 21st. And I believe the only other one, there's actually two. So you have Dragon Ball The Breaker Special Edition, which didn't really catch my interest on the trailers. I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, the entire series. I love it, but this game, it's like a story-driven kind of survival game, if you will, and it's one that it looks interesting enough to maybe give a chance to, but also not something that I could see myself sinking a ton of time into. But at least it is a recent release that is marked down to $29. I think it's $50 retail at its launch, so at least a $20 savings, potentially $30. I can't remember if that launched as a $60 game, but worth checking out for hardcore Dragon Ball fans out there. Then the big one, and I did verify that this is discounted on the Switch as well, is Sonic Frontiers. Now, I'm a little bit salty about this sale, to be honest with you, because I just paid $60 for this thing on the Nintendo Switch. Of course, I wanted to talk about it on the channel. I love and enjoy the gameplay and think it's a fantastic Sonic game through and through, but this is literally half price starting November 21st for Walmart Plus members. That's crazy soon to see this game marked down to $29. I almost can't believe it's happening. I'll probably pick it up on the PS5 at that price so I can see the more enhanced frame rate and better textures and things that come along with those current gen models of the game. But I do think that this is a must pick up and must own for Nintendo Switch fans out there that are at all a fan of Sonic, because this is honestly Sonic in 3D done right. So tons of different notable deals and discounts on this. I want to hear from you guys at this point in the video. If you're planning on picking up any of these Nintendo Switch releases, if anything caught your eye more than others, are there any games on this list that you don't have that you're excited about adding into the collection? Or maybe even share with me if you're planning on picking any of these up for a loved one or relative. So regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around this topic. Go watch yesterday's video next if you haven't already, which is on screen right now. Also make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.